Hi, and good evening. Welcome to our Institution of Global Professionals free webinar. Thank you for joining us in this wonderful evening. My lovely audience, today I am your host, Lursha L. Pelaez from New Era University, Quezon City, Philippines. Before we get started, please allow us to remind you with our webinar house rules. We want you to be your best in this webinar. Be prepared. Check your connection and gadget if it's working well. Be attentive. Stay focused and avoid multitasking. Be active. Take notes to ensure learning. And be polite. It's my humble request and pleasure to all of you to stay with us till the end of this webinar. E-certificates will be issued to registered participants. So you can enroll now so you can get your e-certificate. No need for the code. Just enroll and participate. There is allotted time for all the questions after the end of the webinar presentation. Slido will be provided for your questions. Just type www.slido.com and enter the code from the screen and participate. Code will be shared later during the question and answer session. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to be associated with IGP as a global member. I feel honored and privileged to host this webinar. It is my delight to welcome you all to our Institution of Global Professional free webinar. Every day, some new participant joined with us, so I have to give little concept about IGP. Institution of Global Professionals serves student and community resource, providing holistic social work and education to create a proficient generation. We believe that it's not effective to increase one's skills by just acquiring formal education. So we organize our webinar, training, offline and online courses by best and trained speakers, coaches from all over the world to create a best learning platform for all of you. Our mission is to empower people and provide social work to be recognized globally. We have already completed 101 webinars successfully. We expect that you are all getting learning in your personal and professional growth, and we wish that all of you stay with us in this long journey. I am cordially welcoming you all. Today, we are presenting the 101 webinar on thriving for mental wellness with two speakers, Ana Gabriela Flores and Sylvester Jenkins III from United States of America. So let's start our program with IGP's reminder, Feed Your Skill. Our first speaker is an energy reader, international motivational speaker, and co-founder and editor of Latina Critical Feminism. We will introduce her with a short video. Let's watch.
Do you have an unmistaken ability to enjoy each and every minute? Have you lost the ability to judge yourself and others? Do you have feelings of connectedness with others and nature? Are you getting better at allowing life to happen and unfold instead of trying to control things happening around you? These are all the questions I was forced to ask myself in the year of 2020. See, when the world slowed down, it allowed me to take time to reflect and take a step back and examine my own ability to cultivate and maintain my own inner peace. I had a great decade-long career in higher ed, but what I didn't realize that it was coming with a cost to my body, to my health, to my spirit. I was so busy caught up in what the idea of success meant to the world and to other people that I forgot to nurture myself holistically. My name is Ana Gabriela Flores. I am a wife, sister, and daughter of immigrants. I am originally from the amazing, colorful, bilingual, and bicultural border town of El Paso and Ciudad Juarez. It is where the southern border of the United States and the northern border of Mexico meet. See, the blessing and the difficulty of constantly navigating two cultures, two languages, and two completely different spaces is my great ability to be able to make myself fit in. But also it's impossible sometimes for me not to stand out. What happens to me a lot of the time is I'm honestly too Mexican to be American sometimes. And I'm still too American for my Mexican family back in Juarez. See, this experience of constantly navigating intersections of identity have pushed me and forced me really to create my own guidelines, to create my own rules, and it honestly pushes me to do things that sometimes other people around me won't dare to do. And I have to be honest, it is still an everyday choice to claim inner peace as a priority. Definitely not perfect at it, and I have my bad days just like it. But because I was able to transform my life in such a short time, I had to put together an online course to support individuals like yourself to claim inner peace in their everyday life. So today, I am so excited to share some of the concepts of my online course, 7 Ways to Cultivate and Maintain Inner Peace, that have helped me, empowered me, and uplifted me in many ways.
Once again, please give a warm welcome to Ana Gabriela Flores. Hello, Mom. Good evening and good morning there.
Yes, hello, Rich Rising to those of us who are in the morning right now, but it seems like a lot of you, most of you are in the evening. And so good evening to everybody that is on the other side of the world and that are watching from afar. I am currently in San Antonio, Texas. And so it is like 7 in the morning in here. And so yes, Rich Rising to those of us who are just starting our day. And I did see that there was some maybe audio issues. Maybe the video was too low. And so don't worry about that. I would gladly repeat what I said on the video, and I will give you guys the context so you guys can make sure to get my introduction. I just want to make sure, can everybody hear me? Do I sound good before I start sharing my presentation? Just let me know, give me thumbs up. If you guys want to just put it in the chat how my audio sounds, and then I will make sure to get started.
I think they're all very excited, Mom.
Good. I'm also very excited. Yes, we do. Awesome. Thank you, Jeannie and Shamila. Thank you guys for letting me know that you can hear me. I will make sure to just review a little bit of what the video said. So in case for those who didn't get to hear it, like the video mentioned, my name is Ana Gabriela Flores. I am originally from the border town of El Paso, Texas, and Ciudad Juarez, Mexico. It is where the southern border of the United States and the northern border of Mexico meet. My family is originally from Mexico. I am actually a Spanish native speaker. English is my second language. And I moved to the States when I was 8 years old. And so in the video, I did share about my just experience of constantly navigating two cultures, two languages, and two identities. And this ability of just constantly navigating two very different cultural spaces really forced me to create my own guidelines and to create my own rules in my life because it was very easy, right, to stand out in every community really that I went to. I shared in the video that typically, right, in the United States, being a daughter of immigrants, I usually stand out. I am really too Mexican to be American, even though I was born here in the United States. But I am also too American, honestly, for my Mexican family in Mexico. And so this constantly navigation of never fit in and always having to make myself fit in with people that were different from me have really pushed me to have a different way of thinking and has pushed me to do things differently from other people. And so I know those of you, right, who might have navigated different countries or cultures or maybe traveled. I love traveling. I can't wait till we get to travel and get to meet in person one day again. But I know, right, my experience of having to shift in these experiences, being bicultural, being bilingual, have pushed me and forced me to do things very differently. And so why inner peace, and what brings me today to talk to you guys about inner peace? I will definitely get that more into the video, but I did share that in the video that I spent 10 years working in higher education. So I worked at different universities here in the state of Texas, and my job was to put together orientation programs for first-year college students, and it was a job that I loved. But unfortunately, having to navigate this space caused a lot of harm, and I didn't realize it was coming to a cost to my body, to my mind, to my spirit. And so I definitely realized last year, as the world slowed down, that I was way too busy to notice how much effect, right, this had in my body, this had in my mental health, until the world did me the favor to slow down and help me truly examine my ability to cultivate and maintain inner peace. And so I will start sharing my presentation with you guys. Let me make sure I do this correctly. Let me do this. And so I am still looking at your chat, so please feel free to interact, engage. I want this, and I hope this is a conversation between us. So again, I'm just so grateful again to IGP for this opportunity to share my message with people across the world, to build bridges. That is what I truly believe that I am called to do in this lifetime. And so it's, again, truly an honor to be here today. And so again, just a little bit about me. Again, that's just some of the stuff that I went through in the video. But what I really wanted to focus on in this slide was, how did I get here? Why did inner peace become so important to me? And what I realized was, when the world slowed down in 2020, I realized that I had been caught up so much in the idea of what success meant to everyone else but myself, right? What success meant to my parents, what success meant to my friends, what success meant to my mentors, right? What success meant to this society, that I had completely forgotten to check what success meant to me in my own terms. And this cost me and forced me and pushed me, actually, to what I now call to understand. I went through a spiritual awakening in the summer of 2020. And honestly, at heart, I've always been an educator. I love teaching. I love sharing what I learn. I'm a student of life myself. And so again, I will take anything that I can learn. And I think y'all are my people. And so that is why I wanted to talk about this topic. I wanted to share with you guys everything that I have been doing for the last year that has truly transformed my life radically in a very short period of time. And so if there's anything that you can take from this presentation, I hope that it is some tools to help you cultivate again and thrive for mental wellness. So what are we going to talk about? We'll cover what is inner peace. I'll talk to you a little bit about why I believe inner peace is important and what the research says as to the benefits of cultivating this practice. We'll talk about the difference of cultivating and maintaining inner peace, right? How are you able to begin this journey? And then what are the choices that you're having to make really daily to maintain this state of inner peace? And then we have some closing thoughts. And then my amazing speaker friend Sylvester will get to speak. And then we'll have a Q&A where you guys can, again, save your questions for the end. And we will gladly get to them after Sylvester's presentation, which, again, you do not want to miss, Winning the Battle Within. And so these are some of the questions that were in the video, and some of you didn't even get to hear them. So actually, I'm so grateful that I now get to share them with you because they're in the slides. And so I am going to ask you guys, and this is the part where I'm going to need your participation. And so make sure to get ready in that chat box. So this is the first question I have for you. And this is part of a 12-question survey that's called, Do You Have Inner Peace? And so the first question that I have for you, so just answer that in the chat. Do you have an unmistaken ability to enjoy each and every minute? So type that in the chat box. I'll wait for you guys. For those of you who are brave enough today and are wanting to share a little bit, this can be a yes or a no. This can be a sometimes. This can be I'm working on it. Just let me know where you are at. So do you have an unmistaken ability to enjoy each and every minute? I hear yes. I'm seeing a lot of yeses. I love that. I love that. See, I knew you guys were my people. I knew you were my people. So there's some, if we're not sure, which is okay, we will work on that. We will revisit that. So yes, 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 yes. I love that. Good for you guys. I love that. Love that. So the next question, have you lost interest in judging yourself and others? So make sure to type that in the box. Have you lost interest in judging yourself and others? And this might be 2 questions. So this might be yes, yes, or this might be yes, no. I'm still judging myself. It's very hard to not judge others. Wherever you are at, just let me know where you are at. I'm hearing not always, not really. There's a lot of yeses, which is awesome to hear. So have you lost interest in judging yourself and others? Yes, and sometimes not so. Do not judge others. Focus on yourself. Yes, thank you for that message. Yes, and sometimes no. Yes, I have before. See, that's good. That's very great to have awareness of other points in your life where maybe this practice was a lot easier. Sometimes, no, I still judge myself. Don't worry about it, Kent. We're all working on it. I'm working on it. And so I was just judging my video because I was like, oh my God, y'all can't see it. Y'all can hear it. So don't worry about it. Yes, sometimes. Sounds good. So let's go to the third question. Do you have feelings of connectedness with others and nature? So do you feel connected with others? Can you feel your connection with nature? Right? Do you feel that we are all connected and understand that we all come from the same source? I judge myself, but not others. I don't judge other people, but always judging myself for some decisions. Yeah, it's really hard to get away from the habit. I feel like, especially the social media culture, right, perpetuates this ability for us to judge ourselves. Sometimes I compare myself with others. Yeah, it's really easy to do it. The big yes. Yes, of course. Yes. I love the capital letters. No, I don't know. Okay, we can figure that out. That's what we're here to do. With nature, yes, but with other people, nah. You might be one of my people sometimes. I understand that. Good evening, everybody. Yes, I feel it all the time. Yes. We are connected to nature and nature lovers. I love it. See, I knew you guys were my people. I knew it. Yes, I feel connected. Good. And then for the fourth question, do you have an increasing tendency to just let things happen rather than try to control things happening around you? So how are y'all at just going with the flow, allowing things to unfold, expecting things to go well? So are you able now to just let things happen? Less with people and more with nature. I love that. See, we got to work on the people part, which, this is what we're here to do, right? We're working on the people part. Yes, nature gives us life. Absolutely. It's the life source. Nature is healing. Confused, maybe. Sometimes big yes, of course, yes. Yes, yes, yes. If it is out of my control. Okay, good, awesome. So yes, always, yes, there's always reason why things occur. I just let it be. Yeah, do you believe that things are divinely orchestrated? Do you believe in a higher power? Do you believe in the power of the universe, right? Yes, yes, yes. Maybe it depends on my mood. Absolutely. I'm with you there. I'm still learning. I'm still a student of life. I'm not perfect at this, guys. I'm still working on it. Yes, when it's beyond my control. Yes, 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 yes. It's a big yes. I love the big yeses. Sometimes I rather control things happening around me. I'm going to be honest. I would much rather always control things around me, but I know that that's not really the reality. And so, yes, I am also working on that. I'm with you. You're one of my people. Letting things happening, yes, but I control my actions. Very important difference, right? Yeah. Trying to control things, but when you're not really motivated, you tend to just go with the flow. Yeah. There are times that I let it flow, less stress, and I wanted to isolate more from others because I am sensitive. Definitely, this is a very important question for me. I am also an empath. I am an intuitive. I'm an energy reader. I immediately take in people's energies, which is why I'm having to be more mindful and why this course was so important to me, because my own ability to cultivate my inner peace and manage my own energy has become critical, right, in the work that I do. Yes. I love it. So you can create your own path to light. I love it. So let's get into it then. Just now that I know most of you are. So thank you so much for engaging in the chat. There's going to be other points where we can engage. But again, I'm looking at the comments. Please feel free to drop in your thoughts and I'll go back to them as much as I can. But now let's get into what inner peace is. And so I bumped into this quote that I wanted us to consider and really let simmer and think about. So if you want to find inner peace, you will need to initiate decisions based not upon convenience, success, or conformity, but upon how the outcome will affect your peace of mind. And I thought this quote was so powerful because of the implication that this has to be a lifestyle change. This has to be a mindset shift that happens that now causes you to make decisions, right, differently. Maybe it's not the core value that was guiding your life before, but now being very intentional that we make decisions based upon, do they keep or maintain or cultivate our inner peace? So just so you guys know, like I said, I'm a student, right, of life. I love learning. So when it came to this topic, one of the first things I did was run to the dictionary, run to, the internet and search, right? What are the definitions of inner peace? What is out there? How can we put this together for people? So what is inner peace? These are, I think, two of the most powerful definitions that I have found. And it says inner peace, peace of mind, refers to a deliberate state of psychological or spiritual calm, despite potential presence of stressors, which I think is the key word, right, in that whole definition. It is despite the presence of stressors. It is your ability to remain calm, regardless of whatever's happening out in your outside world. And the second definition says inner peace or peace of mind is a colloquialism that refers to a state of being mentally or spiritually at peace, with enough knowledge and understanding to keep oneself strong in the face of discord or stress. Being at peace is considered by many to be the healthy homeostasis and the opposite of being stressed or anxious. And this quote was specifically important to me because it addressed the point, right, of stress and anxiety becomes, which I feel is like the other pandemic that we're dealing with in the entire world, right, is the stress and the anxiety that this global pandemic and this collective experience, right, has caused in our bodies, in our mind, in our spirit. And so for me, what I loved about the second definition was with enough knowledge and understanding to keep oneself strong. So there's an intent of wanting to gain tools and being able to prepare yourself to maintain this strength, right, in the face of stress. And so to me, there's a sense of preparation. And one of my friends gave me an amazing quote, and he said that chance prefers the prepared mind. So preparation in anything in life is incredibly important, right? And so cultivating this practice, practicing these habits will lead us, right, to where we want to get to when it comes to cultivating inner peace. And so I have to be honest with you guys because you guys are already my friends and I can't lie to y'all. And so I have to be super honest with you guys. There's going to be some things that you will need to do or change or try, and it might be uncomfortable for some of you, to be able to achieve a new state that maybe you're not accustomed to. So you might have to do one or maybe all of these things to achieve this state of inner peace. So you will have to create your own definition of inner peace. It's not going to look the same for everybody. It's not going to look like mine. You have to decide what it is like to you. You might have to have a completely different mind shift. I'm going to be completely honest. Some of us naturally go, right? We talked about it. Some of us naturally tend to compare ourselves to others. Some of us naturally tend to, and I don't think we are to blame. I think society, I think media, I think social media, right, causes us to fall into these troubles because I really think that, when we live in certain economies, people need to make money. And so they feed off our insecurities. And so there's something that we have to be very mindful of the messages that we are receiving. We have to be willing to change our own narrative. We might have to change and rethink and redefine some of our identities that will no longer fit to this new description of what it means to maintain inner peace in our life. We will have to introduce new ways of thinking, try new things maybe that you haven't tried before, create new habits, maybe change your whole routine, honestly. Maybe even reshape or redefine some of the core guiding values, right, that have been guiding your life so far. And most importantly, I leave this for the end because this is where really the hard work starts. In the spiritual community, they call it, right, shadow work. There's a lot of things that it's called, but I don't want you to get caught up in the jargon. It's going to be so important to be honest with yourself when you start this process. And that's only because you're listening and because it is your process and you have to take ownership of this. And you cannot get to where you're going if you're lying to yourself about where you're at right now. So being very honest about where you're starting this journey was something that I think hurt my ego last year. It was something that I had to recognize parts and areas in my life where I was becoming bitter, where I was becoming angry, where I wasn't being my best self. I had to admit to myself some of the habits that I was actively engaging that were not helping me maintain my own inner peace. And so I ask of you from this entire process, being honest with yourself is going to be the first step to get there. So this is where I'm going to need y'all to engage again. Go back into the chat box. And thank you, by the way. I see that everybody's still engaging. And yes, again, I will go back to them as much as I can. But what is inner peace to you? So type your response in the comments. Just write the first words that come to your mind. What does that look like? What does that feel like? What are you doing? What are you feeling? Who are you with? Right? What is inner peace to you? So make sure to type it in the comments so I can hear from y'all. But while you type, I'll let you know some of the things that, cultivate and maintain inner peace for me. Stillness, gardening, the ability to cultivate daily moments of joy, cuddling with my husband, who is seriously one of my favorite people in the world, and one of my biggest supporters, having a balanced day, which to me is not a day of productivity, but it's a day where I get to maybe work, but I get to work out, and I get to sleep, and I get to rest and enjoy my family. A day with good sleep. I just like to sleep. I like to nap a little bit, so don't mess with my sleep. So intimacy, and not just physical intimacy, but emotional intimacy, right? The ability to be at peace with the relationships that I am and where I can be myself. Dancing, I love dancing. I am a dancer. I've always been a dancer my whole life. And discipline and commitment to myself have had to become an inner peace, because this is something that I'm doing for myself. And it took me 30 years to get here, to do something for myself that's for me, because of me, and that I get to enjoy. And so let me read what y'all are saying. So peace within my family and myself. Politeness and kindness, yes. Inner peace is sanity, absolutely. In this world, yes. Inner peace for me is letting go and let God, yes. Leaning into your faith. Inner peace is having a calm and stable state of mind, no matter how stressed you are. Yes. No fear, no doubt, yes. No worry. Loving myself, yes. Able to fulfill my full responsibilities. When I feel inside and outside joy, I love that. Contentment in life. For me, it's how I manage myself in the simple ways. That's inner peace. That is deep. I love that. Inner peace is the moment free from anxiety. Yes. Worry-free living. I love it. Being happy and contented. Avoiding selfishness. Yes. Being able to do things that I ought to do. Absolutely. Staying sober and calm. Yes. Self-love. It's happiness. It's for me staying calm. I love all of these responses, because again, you guys are already on track. And I'm not here to convince you that inner peace is important. I feel like you guys already know this. And if you don't, then I can't convince you that. But I will share what the research says. So why is inner peace important? Why would it be something that you want to cultivate in your life? And this is what the research shows. So there's definitely shown, that research has shown that there's improved mental health. You have more tools to deal with stressors. It's easier to remain calm. You then also gain the ability to see beauty really in life, or in the little things, which usually you realize that the little things are always the big things in life. You also create an awareness of the power of your language, that our thoughts and our words create our reality. And so every thought I think creates my future, because every thought becomes a word, every word becomes an action, right? And every action becomes your character. And so one of the coolest research that I found was from Bruce Lipton, who is a biologist who has won the Geo Peace Award, and has been recognized for his contributions in peace research when it comes to the effects of peace within our genes and our physical body. So one of the coolest things that he found is that literally changing your perception, right, from negative thinking, negative self-talk, to positive self-love and self-talk can actually alter the activity of your genes. It doesn't just change the brain waves in your brain, but it actually begins to heal you from within. All the way into a genetic level, it is amazing, right? That we have been talking about for a year about illness. And to me, it is so counterintuitive to talk about illness when we have to focus on wellness, because positive self-talk literally is a healing practice for our bodies. Yes, the power of language, absolutely. And so it is definitely easier to cultivate joy, empathy, compassion. There, again, improved overall health, There's also research that shows that increasing positive emotions can lengthen your life up to 10 years. The awesome thing about inner peace and being positive is that this energy is contagious. Once you're able to change this within yourself, you will immediately start seeing the changes in your relationships and in your external world. And then also Gallup studies shows that 9 out of 10 people say they are most productive around positive people. And so it doesn't just, strengthen your emotional, emotional wellness, but also helps your mental wellness. It rewires your brain. There's increased intelligence and improved focus and memory. And for those who, are saying true, and maybe there's some false and some skeptics, I can definitely get you guys the research behind this. Happy to share that with you guys. That's what we're here to do. We're here to share and co-create knowledge. And so how can we cultivate and maintain inner peace in our life? This is where the good part starts. And in my course, I have a course. All of these concepts come from my course, 7 Ways to Cultivate and Maintain Inner Peace, which is an online course where I walk my students through multiple videos and exercises on how to maintain and make this a daily practice. So there's 3 things that I focus on. We focus on rewiring our brain so we can allow our genes to heal and generate to avoid disease. Because when the body is not at ease, we then create an environment that causes disease. And so I want y'all to go look up the definition of disease when you get a time, and it is anything that causes our body to be out of balance. And so some of the things that you see on the bullet points are things that we do in the course to be able to help rewire our brain to a state of inner peace. And then we focus on rebooting our gut health and our immune system, being mindful of how we treat our bodies, from what we intake, from what we consume and eat in our diet, to even how we talk to our bodies, how we talk to our womb, how we talk about our period, maybe as women. We completely want to change again and reframe our relationships with our gut, with our body, with our immune system, and rewiring our bodies for health. And then at the end, we talk about boundaries because, let me go back. There we go. We talk about boundaries because you want to put inner peace first. And once you make this decision, right, and you decide to do this, right, within yourself, in your internal body and in your internal mind, you will realize that the complicated part, right, so we talked about it, gets when you engage with your external world. And so that's where you will have to start placing boundaries around you and learn how to cut out stressors so that you can continue to make inner peace a priority. And so again, all of the above stimulate and perpetuate new neural pathways in the brain. And so ultimately, you can achieve inner peace with daily practice, daily commitment, daily discipline, and a commitment to a lifelong process. This cannot be done today. This might not be done tomorrow, but this is something that even once you cultivate it, it can get lost. So this has to be a commitment to a change to your entire lifestyle. And so before, right, this is where we get to the gut stuff. So these are some of the 3 ways that I will share with you today that have helped me and transformed me, which I invite you to practice and take care of, because these have ultimately shaped and transformed my life in many ways. Again, I have 7 in my course, but I'm sharing with y'all the first 3 that we go through in my course. And so the first one that I am suggesting is to go within. The second is to detox, and I'll explain what this means. And then the third is to give yourself permission. And we'll talk about what each of these mean. And I love the false comments, but if you guys can provide context for the false, because I'm not sure what y'all mean. And so just let me know. So the first way, now that we're here at the 3 ways to cultivate and maintain inner peace, the first one is going within. You will have to be willing to get to learn and meet yourself. And sometimes in life, we get so worried and caught up, right? In trying to learn celebrities' lives, in trying to learn what, that other friend is doing on social media. Sometimes we know more about others than ourselves. Sometimes we invest more time trying to figure out what's going on in somebody else's life rather than trying to become our own friends and wanting, right, to get to know ourselves. And so what does this look like? What does going within look like? False. Maybe yes, depends on what mental illness they are having. False. Awesome. So yes, if you guys can provide context, that would be awesome for the comments. Become an observer of your own thoughts, words, and actions. And this meaning without getting your emotions or you applying meaning to what it is. This is part of a meditative practice, right? This is part of an introspection practice where you will have to become and take a step back and be willing to observe what comes up for you. And let me see. And so, yes, I don't want you guys to confuse mental illness with what we are talking about, mental wellness and cultivating practices of an intentionality that create optimal health. And so I think those are two getting confused. And so we are definitely not talking about mental illnesses or diagnoses that come right with this stuff. So, going within, tuning into your own energy is going to be super important throughout this process. Getting to know yourself, getting to know your body, getting to know what you are like right outside expectations, getting to know what your body feels like. And one of the things that I realized after being right in the workforce for 10 years and then going back inside, for a whole year being in quarantine was what I realized is I didn't even realize how much energy I was taking in. I didn't realize how much I actually did absorb people's energy and how much it actually weighed me down. And so this is going to be so important to check yourselves, to check ourselves when we are not making decisions that are for our highest and optimal self, when we are not making decisions, right? Checking ourselves in our habits, checking ourselves in our thoughts. And then we also have to slow down and celebrate our wins, measure our goals, and being willing to pivot when you need it. And so for the last one, and this is going to be one of the most important parts throughout the entire process, you have to be willing to be able to be alone with your own thoughts and allow yourself to feel whatever comes up. And I say this because one of the things that happened to me in quarantine, which I realized is probably what led to, right, my spiritual awakening, is that being alone with your thoughts requires discipline and accountability. And if you have no accountability and discipline in your life, being alone with your thoughts becomes extremely difficult, it becomes extremely painful, and it becomes stressful, right, in some ways, and then doesn't allow us to maintain our inner peace. And so I love this quote by Marvin Gaye: if you cannot find peace within yourself, you will never find it anywhere else. And so, again, I'm so excited to share these stuff with you because all of these practices, just right, not these 3, but all 7 that are in the course, I was very intentional about sharing because these are things that I put into practice for an entire year. every day within my life, and the transformation that I've seen in my own life has been amazing. And so, number 2, detox. And I don't want us to think about diet culture or, what we usually think about or hear in media when it comes to detox. When I say detox, I mean literally detoxing your life. And I don't know who is saying, there's some confusion maybe because saying mental illness is not contagious. I don't know where y'all are getting that, but maybe y'all misheard me. But no, that is not at all what I said. And so I wanted to make sure to address that comment. And so detoxing, what do I mean by detoxing? Detoxing means to me cleansing your life, being able to check in with ourselves and being willing to let go of anything that does not serve our highest self or our highest possible timeline. So letting go of what doesn't help you, letting go of what doesn't level you up, letting go of what doesn't help your ascension, letting go of what doesn't help your body to energetically upgrade, and being committed to these lifestyle changes, right, that you want to accomplish. And so detoxing, right, might look like cleansing your social media. It might look like not allowing anything in your social media that doesn't feed you, that doesn't entertain you, that doesn't educate you, that doesn't empower you, anything that doesn't serve you to be more critical, to be more thoughtful, to be, more intentional about your life, are things that shouldn't be in your feed because these do not let you to go up and ascend. And so this might also look like detoxing food that is not healthy, that is not helping you be in optimal health. And so that could possibly be something. You might have to detox people or bad habits or negative self-talk. And one of the coolest assignments and one of the first assignments that we have in the course is starting off with, I no longer wish to. And starting off that sentence in your journal, I no longer wish to, and creating a list. What do you no longer wish to tolerate? What do you no longer wish to have in your life? What do you no longer wish to continue to maintain in your life? And so, there was some definitely, I was talking about positivity is definitely contagious. And again, I am happy to share that research with y'all. Or, not just the research, but also my own experiences with things. So, and then again, detoxing is just removing whatever barriers and obstacles are in your life that don't let you move up and level up. So while you can't control somebody's negative behavior, right? We talked about maybe not being able to control everything, not being able to control people, but you can control how long you participate in this. You control how long you participate in someone's actions, in something that no longer serves you. And so how you decide to maintain what you decide to entertain will make a difference. And so detoxing our life and cleansing, right, what no longer serves us is critical to be able to maintain our state of inner peace. And the third, last but not least, and one of the most critical points of this journey is being willing to give yourself permission. And so one of the things that I realized, and one of the most powerful, honestly, things that I did for myself in this journey was giving myself permission to make this journey, right? To share, right, what I'm sharing with y'all, to make it look like and work for me. Again, all of this might not work for you. Maybe one of these things work for you, but not all three. But maybe none of them work for you. Maybe it was a quote that helped you. Again, this journey is going to look different for everybody. It's going to be your responsibility to really take inventory of your own life, of your own approach to life. And then we talk about reframing success, which is the first concept that we get to when we talk about giving yourself permission. We want to reframe success. Society and the culture that we have created has told us that our innate value is given to what we do. We are successful if we create, if we produce, if we're giving, if we're doing, and we have to reframe our idea of worth and of success to us just being, to us just being innately worth, and understanding that every human being has an innate sense of dignity. And yes, it might be radical and I can feel some pushback, but you have to be willing to reframe some of the thoughts and the concepts that we've been given to be able to challenge these views. And like I said, it might be false for y'all, but this has been incredibly true for me. And so reframing rest. Rest has also been something that we have been taught to think about as a reward. You can rest once you complete that project. You can rest once you get that done. You can rest when you have done something, right? Rest is a reward, and it is not a reward. Rest is a natural process that our body needs to go through to be able to cleanse our body, to be able to cleanse our mind, to be able to allow our body to restore its energy. So we have to be willing, again, these are all, you're having to be willing to reframe these ideas like success or rest. And lastly, for giving yourself permission, you're gonna have to give yourself permission to reframe boundaries in your life. So if you want to reframe boundaries in your life, you have to be willing to say no. And one of the most powerful things that I learned this year that someone told me was that no is a complete sentence. And what we mean by no is a complete sentence is that you have to be willing to draw boundaries and say, no, I do not want to do that. No, I do not want to be treated that way. No, I will not accept this in my life. No, I do not want to continue to engage in this conversation. No, I do not want to pay mind to negative comments. No, I do not want to do this. And so no being a complete sentence is so important. It was so important to my journey where I realized that I needed somebody else to give me permission, which is why this module came to be. I realized when I saw that quote, I was waiting for someone to give me permission to be able to say no to the things that I don't want to longer do, that I no longer want to engage in, to have my best optimal life. And so now I will only say yes to the things that I want to say yes to. And these are the boundaries that are helping me be able to cultivate practices and help me maintain and claim, right, my power. And so these are the things that I want to challenge. And I'm glad we got some pushbacks that are saying no and that are talking about mental illness and are confusing maybe, right, diagnosis with this conversation of thriving for mental wellness. Because what I am challenging you all today, and this is really what I want you all to think about and sit with, is that peace of mind is our inheritance. We simply need to remember that peace is our natural state. We have been taught to try to run like machines in this world. And I say this as I live in the United States of America, where the culture thrives, right, on capitalism. And I am here absolutely to challenge that view, to challenge the view of productivity, to challenge the view of rest, to challenge the thought that our body cannot heal itself. And it might be radical, it might be difficult for some of us to accept, but I am here to challenge and push back and bring back a narrative that makes us claim peace as our natural state. So we can now create communities that create processes, that create systems that help us cultivate and maintain this state of inner peace. And so again, just to review, these are the 3 ways that I am suggesting for today. Again, I hope some of you are brave and willing and excited and motivated to maybe try something new, to push yourself outside your comfort zone, to think about these concepts differently, and being willing to go within, to become your own best friend, to be willing to listen to your intuition. And by the way, this is where our gut and brain connection become very important. Because if you've ever heard that phrase of listen to your gut, well, your gut's not going to tell you the right thing if your body's not healthy. And so maintaining, right, a healthy mental, emotional, and physical state are critical to maintaining, right, our intuition and being able to tune in into our higher self. Detoxing, right, removing the barriers that are in our way, that are not letting us ascend, that are not letting us move up. And then giving yourself permission, being willing to give yourself permission to try something new, to do something new, to stop doing things the way that we've wanted them to, because here we are and they haven't worked. And so all I can tell you is that all of these concepts have become so critical for me in my 30s, because I can look at my elders and they look stressed and they look tired and they sometimes look hopeless. And so I am here to challenge a different way of thinking and maintaining our energy, maintaining our physical, our mental, and emotional state, to cultivate and maintain inner peace in a way that makes sense to you. And lastly, I wanted to make sure to leave you with this quote, which is one of my favorite quotes of the course. So the pursuit of inner peace is more important than the search for happiness or success. And you don't have to agree, but it definitely has become true for me in my life. Happiness is but a fleeting emotion, and success can be taken away from us, and just as it can be gained. But true inner peace is permanent. And absolutely not. Having a mental illness does not mean that a person is weak. And that is all. I would love to stay connected with you guys. I am on Instagram and Facebook page. You can find me at Soul Messenger. My email is there. I would love to continue this conversation. I would love to continue learning from you all. So thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much, Miss Ana Gabriela Flores. Well, from your speech for everyone, I realized that you cannot find peace within yourself if you cannot find peace anywhere. I really like that quotation, Miss Anna. Thank you for enlightening us about inner peace. I think we can achieve bigger peace if we have inner peace. So if we have inner peace, we can change the way we think. Like, let's only feed our thoughts with positivity, and remember that if we have inner peace, I think we can make a difference. So I love the 3 ways to cultivate inner peace. Go within yourself. Yes, that's really correct. So if you win, that's the reason that you need to celebrate. If you achieve something, then be happy, because that's how you measure your goals. And I love the detox, Ma'am Anna. I want to be Elsa. I want to be your sister, because it's letting go. So let go of the things that does not serve your higher self. Let it go, let it go. So that's good. If it's not good for you, then let it go. And of course, the last 3, give yourself permission. Of course, reframe success, rest, and boundaries. And I love the word that you said, no, 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 but yes to other possibilities, yes to other chances. So it's always within ourselves. So all the chances lives within us, as long as we allow inner peace. So thank you so much, Ma'am Anna Gabriela Flores. I hope to see you in person so I can find inner peace communication too. So thank you so much. So, for all the audience, please make sure that you listen very well for all our speakers because later, of course, we will be waiting for you to join the quiz. So, I hope that you can answer all the questions for the quiz. And of course, you're free to answer later for the question and answer session. So, for our next and last speaker, he is a multifaceted professional speaker, including retired USA Army First Sergeant, entrepreneur, devoted husband, and father. He is the founder of Rising to the Top to help others to become a game changer. I'd like to introduce our speaker with a short video. Let's watch together.
I want to talk to you today about winning the battle within. Because the biggest enemy that you'll ever face in life is your enemy. You see, as humans, sometimes we're a lot of things that people say or the things that we go through to destroy our whole moods, our goals, and our dreams. Let me ask you a question. Have there ever been a time where you felt so confident about yourself or something that happened to you, but because of what someone said or something that happened to you, all of that confidence went away? Trust me, you're not alone. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sylvester Jenkins III. I'm from Columbus, Georgia. I grew up in a low-income, single-parent home in a gang and drug-infested neighborhood where a young black man was only expected to do 3 things, and that's go to jail, die, or make it out on pure luck. So instead of becoming a product of my environment, I chose to join the military and invest in myself instead. Beating the odds with no luck, all hard work and determination, I can now call myself a combat veteran, a best-selling author, a first-generation college graduate, and a professional speaker. By using this powerful 3-step formula, I'm here to share with you today.
Once again, please give a virtual round of applause for Sir Sylvester Jenkins III. Nice to finally meet you, sir.
Hey, I'm so excited to be here today. Thank you for having me on the show, and I'm just ready to provide as much information that I can to help others.
All right, thank you, sir. The floor is yours.
Awesome. So, as everybody's seen my introduction to my video, I want to take an opportunity to welcome you. But then also, if you can hear me and see me clearly, type in the chat box a big YES if you can hear me and see me clearly at this time. Let's go. If you can hear me and see me clearly at this time, type in the chat box a big YES. Awesome. So welcome and thank you for your time. Welcome. This is Winning the Battle Within 2, where we'll be discussing about having a growth mindset and a winning attitude in order to help you thrive through mental wellness. We just had a great performance and a great opportunity to gain much inner peace information from the lovely Anna. During that time span, man, I gained a lot of wealth and knowledge when it came down to inner peace, and I hope you did the same. I think it's going to be kind of difficult for me to top that performance, but we'll see what I can do. In the process, like I said before, we're going to discuss about gaining a growth mindset, gaining and developing a growth mindset and a winning attitude, and winning the battle within. The first webinar that I did, we mainly discussed developing resiliency. Now, when it comes down to developing that growth mindset, who I am, like for those who are just coming in the room, just to give you a general idea of who I am, if you just coming in the room and did not see the video earlier, I am Sylvester Jenkins III. I am from Columbus, Georgia. I'm a recent retired Army First Sergeant. I'm a husband. I'm a father of 4 beautiful kids. My slides are acting up on me, but guess what? We're going to keep the flow going. So I'm a husband, I'm a father of 4 beautiful kids. I'm an author, self-published author, that is, of 3 books. One is A Quick Cure to Successful Leadership. The second one is Winning the Battle Within. And then my third one, which will be coming out this summer, is called The Compass, Leader Navigates Change. And then I'm also an international professional speaker. I help the next generation become resilient leaders that triumph and succeed in life. So let's dive in. So what I need for you to do right now, I need for you to take out a sheet of paper and something to write with. And when you take out this sheet of paper and something to write with, I need you to write this statement down right here. I will max out. All right. I will max out. Now, max is an acronym that we'll be discussing today. So make sure that you break it down to a point where you're able to write any information in between each of those letters. So I will max out. All right. So this is an acronym. So let me retract that. So max is is short for the word maximum, which means reaching your fullest and highest potential. The information that I'm about to share with you today is an infrastructure to systemize your success. It's an infrastructure to systemize your success. This is not only something that you can use for yourself, but those around you as well. This is something that has helped me for the past 15 years to be able to grow not only as a leader, but a husband, a father, and a professional. So we look at the first letter. So the first letter of max out stands for mindset. Write that down. Mindset. You see, I used to wonder if mindset really mattered. But believe it or not, the things that we feed our brains are just as important as what we feed our bodies. The conversations, the images, the words, the ideas, they all shape our lives. So as a teenager, I was an aspiring drug dealer. I was a gang member and an occasional thief. I failed the 4th grade. I failed the 6th grade. I failed the 8th grade. I failed the 10th grade. And I failed the 12th grade. You know, people thought I was so dumb that if I chose to speak my mind, I'd be speechless. That's how dumb they thought I was. I can recall my senior year being in class taking a test. And during this test, my teacher was calling everybody out into the hallway to give them their grades. And as she called out my name, my palms started sweating. My heart started racing. You see, this was the deciding factor on if I would graduate on time or not. And as I stand out in the hallway, anticipating what she was about to say, she told me that I had failed the test, that I didn't have what it takes, and that I wasn't college material. My heart just dropped right there on the spot. Later on that year, I graduated in summer school. But me, thinking that I was too dumb for college, I chose to join the military instead. You see, I can talk about my accomplishments all day, but I was molded by the hardships, the struggles, the sacrifices, and the failures. You see, there are 2 different types of mindsets. You have a fixed mindset and you have a growth mindset. A fixed mindset pretty much feels as though everybody who has a certain type of talent or at a certain point in their life where they're successful, they was born with that. But then you have a growth mindset, somebody who is willing to put in the work, who feel that they can be able to gain the knowledge and skills in order to gain that success, in order to grow from where they are. That's a growth mindset. You see, this is what I like to call eyesight versus mindsight. Let me say that for you one more time. Eyesight versus mindsight. You see, your eyesight is seeing the things that are right in front of you, like me failing in school over and over and over again. But your mindsight is perceiving the things that you see, nobody else. That's like me graduating college, becoming a 1st generation college graduate, or becoming a best-selling author. You see, your mindsight is a powerful lens that controls your actions and emotions. Let me say that for you one more time. That controls your actions and emotions. If you change your mindset, you can change anything that you have going on for you right now. So we're going to talk about 5 ways to develop a growth mindset. 5 ways. So the first one is real. So it's easy. I want to say it's simple. And that's to commit. Make a commitment to yourself. When you commit to yourself, not only are you doing a self-assessment of where you are, but you're taking ownership. Let me tell you something. Nobody believes in you until you believe in yourself. So you have to take ownership and commit. Make that commitment to yourself to want to be better, to want to do better, to want to exceed abundantly in everything that you do. So 1 is commit. 2, meditation. Meditation is an awesome way to clear your mind of any thoughts that you might have dealt with. Any thoughts that you might have dealt with, especially when you're getting ready to start your day. If you start your day first thing in the morning and take an opportunity to do some meditation, it only takes about 10 to 15 minutes of your day. When you take that 10 to 15 minutes of your day to clear your mind and feed it with positivity and release all the negative energy and inhale all the positive energy, you'll get your day started better than anything I ever known. Then 3, the influences, the people that are around you. Your circle, are they propelling you to go to that next level? Are they telling you that you can be better than where you are? Are they trying to push you in the back to succeed and triumph in everything you do? A wise man once said, if you hang around 9 broke people, you'll be the 10th. You can't soar with eagles running with chickens. So your influence is the 3rd one. The 4th one, tools and resources. IGP is a tool. IGP is a resource. YouTube, podcasts, books, all these things are resources and tools that you can use to prepare you to that next level, to put your mind state in a positive and growth mindset. And then the 5th one, words of affirmation, positive words of affirmation. So we're going to do a quick exercise right here. And I want to see all the comments as far as when they come in. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to write in the comments a positive word starting with the first letter of your name. A positive word starting with the first letter of your name. Just to give you an example, my name is Sylvester. My word is success. So let's see some of these positive words that we got in here. Because when you fill your mind with positive words, those words of affirmation, man, you can't go wrong. Let's go. Let's see all these positive words that we have in here. Starting with the first letter of your name, just a positive word. Joyful, strong. Hey, let's go. Thoughtful. Let's go. I love it. Let's go. Show me some more. Courageous. Love. Hey, these are awesome words. Let's go. Hope. Man, hope is a powerful word. Honest. Man, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, keep feeding it. Keep feeding it. Let's go. Let's go. Faithful. Faithful. Awesome. Awesome. Hey, I loved it. Motivated. Man, let's go. Perseverance, man. That's a powerful word. Perseverance. So those are 5 ways to develop and gain a growth mindset. So that is 1. That's the M of Max. So now we're finna go into the second letter, the A, which stands for, what is it? Attitude. Write that down. Attitude. Attitude. The second letter stands for attitude. All right. So your attitude is everything. Your attitude can make you, or your attitude can break you. You see, I believe there are 3 different types of people in this world. And follow along with me when I say this. There are 3 types of people in this world. You have the potato, the egg, and the coffee bean. The potato, the egg, and the coffee bean. Now, see, I know some of you might be looking at me real strange, but just stay with me throughout the process of me telling you this. So, you see, everybody deals with adversity, but everybody reacts to it differently. You see, let's look at adversity as hot boiling water, right? For this analogy, we're going to look at it as hot boiling water. So when you have that potato, when you initially look at that potato and you look at it and you try to press on it, what is it? It's hard, right? Which can be considered as strong. Excuse me. But then when you stick it in that adversity, the hot boiling water, let's say lost their job or failed a huge test at school, what happens to it? It grows soft, right? It grows real weak. But then when you look at that egg, now the egg is already fragile before it even faces adversity. If you drop an egg on the ground right now, what's going to happen to it? It's going to shatter. It's going to break. But then when you stick it in that hot boiling water, let's say a loss of a loved one, let's say a huge breakup or a divorce, what happens to that egg on the inside? It hardens. It got the same outer shell, but on the inside, it hardens. It's bitter. It's hurt. And then you look at that coffee bean. Now that coffee bean, now this is a whole nother level. When you stick coffee beans in hot boiling water, what happens to it? It changes from hot boiling water to coffee. From hot boiling water to coffee. So the same circumstance that brought pain, it changed its surrounding for its better. So it found purpose in its pain, and it made its pain conform to it. It didn't let the hurt, it didn't let the pain get to it. It changed its surrounding for its better. So you should always strive to be a coffee bean in everything you do. This is where resilience comes into play. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity. This is where you become a tennis ball and not an egg. Let me say that for you one more time. You become a tennis ball and not an egg. We all know what happens when we drop one or the other on the ground, right? When you drop a tennis ball on the ground, it bounces back. It shoots right back up. But then you have that egg. As soon as it hit the ground, like we discussed before, it shatters. It breaks. So make sure that you always strive to be a tennis ball or a coffee bean. So now in the process of having a winning attitude, everybody should have a winning attitude. But here is one way to always have a winning attitude, and that's to have an attitude of gratitude. Let me say that for you one more time. An attitude of gratitude. When I wake up in the morning, I'm already grateful for three things as soon as I wake up in the morning. When I open my eyes and I look around, I'm grateful for my sight. When I put my feet on the ground with no assistance and I'm able to feel what's on the ground, I'm thankful for my mobility. And then I put my hand on my heart. And when I put my hand on my heart and I feel my heart beating, I'm thankful for my day, another day of life. I'm thankful for another opportunity to be great. So you should always strive to have an attitude of gratitude. Before I even got my day started, I was already thankful for three things. There's somebody that didn't get the same opportunity that you might have. And when it comes down to you having that opportunity, you always want to make the best of it. So why let negativity cloud your judgment when it comes down to living the best life that you can ever live? Why will that negativity prevent you from being the best person that you can ever be? Why? Have you ever wondered why the lion is the king of the jungle? You see, the lion is not the biggest. Last time I checked, the elephant is. The lion is not the tallest. Last time I checked, the giraffe is. The lion is not the fastest. Last time I checked, the cheetah is. But anytime the lion comes around any of these animals, what happens? They all run away. They scatter. And it's all because of one word, the lion's attitude. You see, everybody has the heart of a lion. Everybody should have the attitude of a lion, because when a lion sees these animals, he thinks of one word, lunch. I can eat these animals. And he acts the way he thinks, which can go back to what? Confidence, our mindset. You see, I'm a recent retired Army First Sergeant. Like, I joined the military due to job security and many other family members that served. For about the first 8 years of my military career, I considered myself to be a follower that transitioned into a manager. Notice how I said a manager and not a leader. You see, I did not have that confidence or the belief like a lion that I could be a leader. It wasn't until my third deployment that I realized the obligation that had been bestowed upon me. And as we're getting ready to board the plane and we get that last hour to spend with our family, one of my soldiers introduced me to his family, his wife, his kids, his mother, and his father. And as we're standing there talking, and I'm listening to all these great things that this soldier is saying about me, I'm like standing there in amazement of the impact and influence that I had on this individual. And his mother pulls me to the side. And when she pulls me to the side, she tells me, please take care of my son and to bring him back home safe. Man, you see, for someone outside of my family to have that much trust in me, that much confidence in me, and to speak so highly of me, it lit a fire in me that continues to burn to this day. It gave me a sense of purpose. It gave me a sense of self-worth. You see, 12 months later, we came back from that deployment safe and sound. But 6 months later, I almost lost my life to the battle within. You see, no one knew that during the time of this deployment that I was dealing with a huge divorce. You see, no one knew that I had resorted to drugs and alcohol in order to suppress the pain. I thought that was one way out. You see, I faced challenges at all levels, from drugs, alcohol, loneliness, depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, PTSD, you name it. You see, from my eyesight and what people told me and what I experienced throughout my childhood, I felt like I was a failure at all levels. I had did the ultimate thing you can do, and that was give up on yourself. But little did I know that hitting rock bottom wasn't the end of the world. As a matter of fact, it formed the greatest growth inside of me. You see, there's a famous quote by Zig Ziglar that says, a bad attitude is like a flat tire. You can't go anywhere until you change it. You see, I had to change my attitude because my thoughts drives my emotion. My emotions drives my behavior, which affects my performance. So I had to change my whole aspect on life. I had to change and think about the good instead of always thinking about the bad. So I had to wash my mind with all the negativities in order to get back on my feet, to be where I am right now. So I'm telling you these experiences, these things that I experienced throughout my life to let you know how I use this acronym in order to get to where I am today. Because I'm telling you a story about each one. I told you about an experience that I had dealing with my mindset. I'm telling you about an experience that I had dealing with my attitude. So now that we've talked about the M, the A, we're about to go into the X. And the X stands for execute. Write that down. Execute. Execute. Write that down. Execute. You see, once we have our mindset on point and we have our attitude on point, the only thing left to do is execute. This is where you go from saying, I wish to I will. This is where you go from being ordinary to extraordinary. You see, your body doesn't control your mind. Your mind controls your body. You see, you have to put in the work for anything that you want in life. Nothing happens without action. Let me say that for you again. Nothing happens without action. If you want to be successful in life, you got to put in the work. If you want to accomplish your goals, your dreams, your aspiration, you got to put in the work. If you want to get promoted on the job, guess what you got to do? You have to put in the work. And your effort matters in everything you do. But believe it or not, the effort that you give, nobody knows how much you give, whether it's 100% or none. The amount of effort you give is between you and you, nobody else. You and you, nobody else. So you have to put in the work. You have to give it all you got. You have to put yourself in the position in order to be successful if you want to be successful. If you want to be successful. And let me tell you something. Some of y'all might not find yourself moving at a steady rate as you should. Throughout going along this process, It's going to be some hardships. It's going to be some struggles. It's going to be some failures. But I want to tell you 3 words. Don't give up. Let me say that for you again. Don't give up. Whatever you do, when you're trying to succeed in life, don't give up. Don't throw in the towel when it comes down to being who you dream or aspire to be. Don't give up. So if you don't find yourself moving at a fast rate, just always remember this. Small steps equal great distances. Small steps equal great distances. This is where you need to turn on your GPS. Turn on your GPS. And everybody know what a GPS is, right? But I'm not talking about TomTom, and I'm not talking about Garmin. I'm talking about having goals, purpose, and goals, purpose, and a strategy. Goals, purpose, and a strategy. You see, once we know our goals and we understand our purpose and we have a strategy in order to achieve them, there's no reason why we can't reach our destination. There's no reason why we can't reach our destination. So always turn on your GPS. Look, when it comes down to writing down your goals, here's what I need you to do. On one sheet of paper, I need you to do a self-assessment of where you are right now. And when I'm talking about be real brutal with yourself. Be honest and brutal with yourself on one sheet of paper and write down pretty much roughly about 10 things that you find wrong with yourself. Do a self-assessment. And then on the next sheet of paper, I want you to write down all your goals and things that you want to accomplish for yourself within this year. Whether it's 5, whether it's 10. Write those things down. And when you write these things down, when you look at one sheet of paper, after you write down the goals of what you want to achieve with the other one, I want you to ball up that sheet of paper which you did the assessment of yourself on, being brutally honest. I want you to ball it up and throw it away. Want me to tell you why? Because it's the past. It's not who you're about to become. It's not who you're about to be. That next sheet of paper where you wrote down your goals and your aspirations on, that's who you're striving to be. That's who you're going to be, because you're putting yourself in a window now. You got to see it before you see it. You got to see it before you see it. You had to write the vision in order to make it plain. That's what you did whenever it came down to you writing that out. So turn on your GPS, write down them goals, figure out what your purpose is, and then come up with that strategy in order to achieve it. Now, it's not easy to max out. Let me tell you that. It's not easy to max out, but it's simple. It takes what I call the 3D effect. The 3D effect is the ability to be 3-dimensional by using dedication, determination, and discipline. Dedication, determination, and discipline. You see, you have to get it out your mind. You have to get it out your brain. You have to stop telling yourself that you can't do this. You have to stop telling yourself that you're not meant to be here. You got to stop telling yourself that you can't do this or you can't do that. You wasn't born to be average. You see, everybody was created on purpose, for a purpose, with a purpose. Let me say that for you one more time. You were created on purpose, for a purpose, with a purpose. You wasn't born to be average. So why do you want to live your life being average? You have every capability of being successful, but it starts here first. Remember what I said. Your thoughts drive your emotions. Your emotions drive your behavior, which affects your performance. Your perception affects your performance. Your perception affects your performance. If you think wrong, if you think negative, guess what? It will be negative. Let me tell you something that I do in order to prevent the negativity from happening to me. Before I go to bed at night, this is a fun fact. Before I go to bed at night, I watch funny videos on YouTube, bloopers and pranks. This is what I do. I love to laugh. A sense of humor reduces stress and increases immune cells. It reduces stress and increases immune cells. I also exercise. When I exercise, I'm also reducing stress. I'm also providing blood flow and air to the brain. And I'm also getting that happy hormone out. The happy hormone called endorphins. It's getting it through my body. So all of these things, these 2 things right there will simply help you prevent and get out your mind all the negativity that you might experience and went through. You got to get it out your brain. Stop doing that. Stop doing it right there on the spot. But believe it or not, I just gave you a piece of my life. At the beginning, I told you I grew up in a single parent home. I was on drugs, alcohol. I failed multiple times. I went through a huge divorce. I got tired of being a failure. I wanted more with my life. I knew I had more for my life. When you look at me now, I'm a husband. I'm a father. This is after I started maxing out and everything. I'm a husband. I'm a father of 4 beautiful kids, 3 boys and 1 girl. I'm a self-published author. I graduated college. I retired from the military. All these things. The same guy they said wasn't college material, graduated from college. The same guy that had given up on himself, that threw in the towel, that said he can't do it anymore. The same guy that was doing drugs and alcohol. The same guy. I was still out there doing all those things. You know what I'm saying? Like I was still out there wreaking havoc and doing myself an injustice, all because I didn't believe in myself, all because I didn't have the confidence of the lion. I'm telling you right now, nothing will happen until you max out in everything that you do. There's something in your life right now that you're not maxing out in, whether it's your relationship, whether it's school, whether it's your job, whatever it might be. Apply this 3-step formula to everything that you do. This is the infrastructure right here to systemize your success. You can't go wrong. When it's up here, when it starts up here first, everything started out as an imagination. Everything started out as an imagination first. An imagination and a dream. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Let me say that for you again. A goal without a plan is just a wish. You're able to do anything that you apply yourself and put your mind to, but it won't happen without action. I know a lot of people say knowledge is power, which is true. It's true. But if you don't apply no action with that knowledge, it can never be power. You have to plug it up. You have to put it in the work. You have to put it in that full effect. You have to make it happen. You have to make it happen. So I'm going to leave you with this. Don't let your start determine your finish. There's some of you out there right now that are running your race and you're starting to get tired. And in the process of running that race, you want to give up. Well, I'm here to tell you, don't give up. Some of you out there that feel as though you can't go no further when it comes down to certain things that you have going on dealing with your relationship. You're not connecting with your family like you should. The pandemic came in and it caused us to lose our sense of hope. Some of us to lose our sense of hope. But I tell you this, you wasn't born to not have that hope. Your mind, you can think of anything in the world. You're the most powerful creature on this earth. The most powerful creature on this earth. So why not use the capabilities that you was given in order to do something that you always dreamed of doing, to do something that you know that you have deep inside of you that you want to do. I feel that everybody was created to serve in some capacity, whether it be like speaking, whether it be entertainment, whether it be singing, either way it go. I feel that everybody on this earth was created to serve in some capacity. Do you know the joyous feeling that you receive anytime that you serve others? It's a phenomenal feeling that you just can't describe it sometimes. But I'm telling you, don't let your start determine your finish. You max out in everything that you do. Change your mindset, change your attitude, and always execute. You'll have a growth mindset, a winning attitude, and take every action it takes in order to accomplish your goals, your aspirations, and your dreams. Turn on that GPS, those goals, purpose, and that strategy. This is how you make it to that next level. This is how you rise to the top. This is how you win the battle within. So I appreciate everybody's time. I appreciate everybody's attention. But when it comes down to this right here, I want to leave you with that. So I'm complete when it comes down to my session. And I hope everybody have a blessed and joyous evening.
Thank you so much, Sir Sylvester Jenkins III. We really learned a lot from your webinar today. So I realized that life is a battle, and as we live, we are meeting different changes and phases of journey. The only one thing that doesn't change is the word change itself. That's why from Sir Sylvester is sharing us a while ago, we need to have a resiliency and determination. And one of the powerful word I will not forget is the word hope. And for us to develop this key for our future and for our success, of course, we have to develop the growth mindset. Just
Mhm.
like the man with the theory of evolution, Charles Darwin once said of his quotes, it is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is adaptable to change. So, sir, your speech really helps us a lot, that whatever the changes is, we just need to accept. And I will not forget, execute. You don't have to be a great to start, but you have to start to be great, because sometimes the starting line is really challenging, but we will be, as we keep on going, the ending will be great. So we just need to accept all the challenges and apply all the words of wisdom from Sylvester Jenkins III. Thank you so much. Now it's time for the quiz competition. Are you all ready for the quiz competition? I hope that you will all participate. Ready, everyone? Let us all challenge our mind from the two speakers from today who help us learn a lot. So we're starting to facilitate the quiz competition. Ready? Are everyone going to participate? Because we're excited to check your understanding. So let us join the quiz by clicking slido.com, and the code is 370837. You can just enter the code and then join the quiz. I'm very confident that all of you learned a lot and you can apply and answer all the questions from the quiz. So we are all waiting. Once again, just join at slido.com with the code 370837 and then join the quiz. Ruby is already there. That's nice. You're the first who joined the quiz. Ruby, hello, Ruby, Meg, Karen, Christine, Honey Grace. So there's a lot you can join, so we can have some challenging activity. Honey Grace, I can see all your names. Oh, a lot of you are already participating. We would be really glad. Laika, Jessica, a lot more. Bernard, Mary Ann, Jerome, Hazel, Annalise Ruiz, Sheila R. Garcia, Judith, Brian, Rubilene. Wow, thank you so much for participating. Mello, Joel. There are lots of names already popping in front of the screen. Leah, Elgin, Edward, Vance Luz, Rachel Trinidad, Bibet Achuela, Mary Ann Ligaya, Joey, who's gonna be the winner for this quiz bee competition? Jezza, Liza. So if you want to join, the code is already on the screen. Ron, Celine, Diane, Mylene, Cheryl, Erica, a lot of names. I'm excited who will be the winner. Gina, Janet, Lean, Bronze, Siti Ashaya, Chrisleen, Janet Marinella. I'm excited. We're already 151. Just join quiz at slido.com. Brought to you by Institute of Global Professionals, where we all learn together. Danilo, Mitch, just Tony, Beth, Odette. A lot of names. Time for a quiz. Oh, we're already 161. A lot of you are already participating. We're happy looking at the numbers growing. CT, Charles, Rayaline, Grace. I love all those names, a lot of names. Diane, Beth, Gloria, Cecil, Ludith, Jean, Kerwin Peters, Royette, just Tony, Danilo. Agnes, Gemma, Joy V. Mueño, Kervin Peters, Royette Arcipe, Grace B. Jocelyn Chua. Oh, thank you all for your active participation. Oh, I want to start quiz. I want to join, but I'm not allowed to join. No, I'm allowed. But it's just that I want you to join, and I will just look at all of your names here on my screen. Mustafa Ali, Heather Hero, Kerwin Peters, Christine, Royette, Claudette D. Oh, I'm trying to read all her names while we're waiting. Jesseline. So the first question, the media is the most powerful influence in a teen's life, true or false? The timer is running. Seven, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow, the correct answer is true, of course. That's the most powerful influence in a teen's life. Wow, the first. Next question. Having a healthy spiritual health strictly means you actively attend church, true or false? What will be the correct answer? Oh, false. So 65% answered false. Who answered this question correctly? Oh, it's mean. Is that it? Next question. Lifestyle factors are a choice. True or false? Ready? 30 seconds is already running. Seven, six, five, four, three, two, one. What will be the correct answer? I'm excited to see the answer. Oh, the correct answer is, of course, it's true. Next question. The overall shape of your wellness triangle should be a triangle with equal sides. True or false? Timer starts now. It's currently running. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Congratulations, you made it. What's the answer? Oh, the correct answer is true. I hope everyone got it correct. Oh, I can see the leaderboard. Healthy people 2020 refers to your vision. True or false? The timer is running. Healthy people 2020 refers to your vision. I will just keep quiet so you can choose the correct answer. What's the correct answer? For the question, healthy people 2020 refers to your vision. Oh, the correct answer is true. Oh, it's false. I'm so sorry. I did not see that properly. Stress management is a major component of the mental health side of your wellness triangle. Is it true or false? Go, everyone. What's the correct answer? Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The correct answer is true. Ruby got it first. Next question. A short-term goal is something that can be accomplished within 3 years. Is it true or false? Choose wisely. Congratulations for the one who answered first. A short-term goal is something that can be accomplished within 3 years. True or false? Just be ready for the next question. Next question. A risk behavior includes the use of tobacco. Is it true or false? The timer is running. Zero times up. Is it true or false? A risk behavior includes the use of tobacco. What could be the answer? Most of you, 75%, got it correct. Congratulations. Of course, it's true. I'm reading all the names. Congratulations for all who answered very well. Now let's come with the 9. Next question. Family members are often the people who best support your goals and promote your health. True or false? Timer starts now. Eight, seven, six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Congratulations. The correct answer is, I think it's true. And most of your answers is 98% says it's true, and you're correct. And for our last question, values have very little to do with the decisions that we make in our lives. Is it true or false? What do you think, everyone? Just choose correctly. And we only have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The correct answer is... What is the correct answer? It is false, because it has a bigger effect in our decisions that we make in our lives. Congratulations, just Tony, you made it to the top. It means that you really execute the one that you heard, that you don't have to be great at the start, but you have to start to be great. And that's your great ending, because you're the winner. Congratulations, just Tony. Congratulations, our third ENR, and our second is Harold, and the first is just Tony. So congratulations to our winners from first, second, and third. And of course, congratulations to our participants because it means that you tried. Because what really matters is we're trying. Congratulations, Just Tony. It's time for the question and answer session. Of course, we'd like to acknowledge again our two best speakers for today, Ana Gabriela Flores and Sylvester Jenkins III. Oh, so we have the first question coming from Lucia Batigan Lumichao. So to Sir Sylvester, how do we keep things going when things are getting tough?
So that's a great question, by the way. So I want to say the way that you keep things going when times are getting tough. For me, I have family members, people that like really love and care about me that continues to motivate me and drive me to stay or to maintain a sense of hope. They help me get through tough times, and then also my faith. My faith is the main thing that helps me get through tough times. So that's how you can truly help yourself or to keep going through things when it gets tough is by keeping a strong sense of faith. I don't know what your religious preference is, but spirituality is a strong way to maintain hope during the season of loss.
So, Mama Lucia, I hope that it answered your question. Really, faith will work us so we can continue. From Riza Ara Uzman, how can someone reach a state of continual and constant inner peace? I guess that's for Mom Anna.
Yes, can you hear me again?
Yes, Mom, it's clear.
So I'm gonna have to go back to what we talked in the presentation. It's going to have to be a daily commitment, and it is focusing right on the journey and not on the destination, because the tough days will come, the tough times, right, come, and what we have to continue focus is what can we control right in the moment. And so for me, it has been a constant right practice of staying in the moment, being present in the everyday, and then being intentional with the decisions that I make again, daily kind of practice. So it's definitely going to be right, something that just requires commitment and discipline throughout your entire life.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Anna. That was a good answer. From for Miss Gabriela Flores from Laika Marie Makabuag, how can we cope with inner peace, especially for those people who got sick in this pandemic times? Let's see. Miss Anna? I think your audio is not working, or I guess there's a little bit of problem. Miss Anna? Miss Anna Gabriela? Can you hear us?
Did you want me to
Is it-
answer that one, Sylvester? How are you going to handle if you're stressed? Emily?
All right, so that question can be answered also for by Miss Sylvester. How can we cope up with inner? To Sir Sylvester, sorry,
Oh,
from Loie
okay.
Lucas.
I will answer that. So how
Whoa.
can we cope with inner peace, especially for those who have gotten sick during this pandemic? I am going to definitely invite you all, right, to reframe, right, our view of sickness and illness. Let me, did I pause?
Yes, ma'am. I guess there's a problem with your audio. We cannot hear you.
Okay.
All right. So while we're waiting for Miss Anna Gabrielle Flores, let's proceed with the next question to Sir Sylvester. Is there any effective intervention or strategy to address mental health among elementary learners?
Oh man, that's a huge question. That's a real huge question. I think as far as an effective intervention for mental health amongst elementary learners, like I think they're very intelligent when it comes to the matter of mental health. It's just really just bringing it into full effect as far as making sure that um, you bring a strong awareness to it during the time frame of it going on. As far as an actual intervention or strategy that you can use in order to address it, I would say just find an opportunity to really bring in all the people that you have to really bring it to the table, to the forefront. Don't try to hide it, run around, or as far as like the situation at hand, because it's okay. Let it be known that it's okay to not be okay. Gain that sense of trust in order for people to open up to you, in order to present the issues that they might be dealing with in mental health. So therefore, it won't be an issue. But you have to bring it to their awareness that it's okay to not be okay, and that if we start now, we can be able to carry forth to try and like prevent it from getting any bigger than what it is.
Oh, yeah. So thank you so much, sir. That was a wonderful answer. From Carmela Jean, question to Ma'am Anna Gabrielle Flores. You mean to say that the person with inner peace lives longer than a person who don't have or less inner peace? Thank you. Pardon, Ma'am Anna? I think the audio is not
Yeah,
working.
I think I can possibly take on this question. So
Okay, thank
uh,
you, sir.
I don't really think she mean as far as I think it helps as far as your health in general, but when it comes to having inner peace, I think you will enjoy life to the fullest and the best of your ability compared to like living longer than anybody else who doesn't have inner peace. But I do think it's very healthy in order to have that to be able to carry out and live a long and prosperous life. So I think that's what she really mean whenever it came to the situation of living longer than the next person.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank
You're
you
welcome.
also, Jane Carmela, for your question. Do we have any other questions? Oh, from Kerwin Jolov Peters, Mr. Sylvester, sir, what are the best techniques to get rid of stress?
Man, the best methods to get rid of stress is exercise. Health is wealth. I tell you that right now. Exercising, it releases all your frustration. It able to reduce the stress that you might deal with, and you also look great in the mirror whenever it comes down to having that summer body or just just feeling good in general. It builds a strong sense of confidence, and then also, like I said, having a sense of humor. Sense of humor is one of the best things you can ever have when it comes to, like, everybody loves to laugh. I don't know nobody that doesn't love to laugh, and watching funny movies or funny videos will always put you in that realm of just always being able to enjoy life, and then just being optimistic about everything that you go through, because to every bad there is a good, believe it or not.
I will start working on my exercise, sir. So I will get away all this stress. So to Miss Anna and Sir Sylvester, how to determine if a series of problem would be helpful or not? Miss Anna first.
Is she there?
I hope that your audio is already working.
No, let me see.
Or maybe for Mr. Sylvester.
Okay. It says, let's see, how to determine if a series of problems would be helpful or not. I think you got to weigh your options when it comes down to any issues that you might run into. Is it something that's going to help you get to the next level, or is it something that's going to be detrimental to you in some type of way? Because in order to elevate, sometimes you got to separate. And if you don't do that, then you could be putting yourself in harm's way. So I think the helpful way is be able to do a quick analysis, not only for yourself, but for the issue that's coming about in the same time. So I say do a self-analysis of yourself and the problem in order to try and see if it's helpful or not.
Oh, thank you, sir. How about Ma'am Anna? Your answer? All right, maybe we can just proceed with the next question for Miss Anna. Or for Miss Anna again. How can we achieve inner peace? For Ma'am Anna? Well, I think Ma'am Anna is trying to fix the problem with the internet. So, sir, from Mohammed Waban, mentally, could you shake hands with your inner fear, Sir Sylvester? Can
Oh
we
man,
shake hands with
I
inner
love that question.
fear?
I love that question. I love that question, man. I have never been asked that before. Can I shake hands with my inner fear? Absolutely. I can shake hands with my inner fear. And the reason I say that is because fear is just not it's not real. Fear is not real. Anything that deals with fear is not real. It's expecting the unexpected. That's what it overall is. And if you always expect the unexpected, or don't go in there with a positive mindset when it comes down to anything that you try to achieve, because your brain is meant to help you survive, not meant to make you happy. It's not meant to help you do other things outside of survive. So when you disturb your comfort zone, of course you're gonna have a sense of fear when it comes down to certain things that you're uncomfortable with doing. So you have to get uncomfortable with being uncomfortable. So you can definitely face or shake hands with your inner fear. Yeah.
Oh, that's nicer. All right, now let's proceed with from Mohammed Waban. How for a person to be tolerant towards themselves? So, how can a person be tolerant towards themselves?
Mm.
Maybe that goes for Sir Sylvester.
Yeah, absolutely. So So for me, how to be tolerant of themselves. If there anybody that you should really be able to tolerate, it should be yourself. If there's anybody that you're going to have a strong sense of self-love for, self-leadership or anything, it should be yourself. So when it comes to tolerating yourself, man, there's certain things that you have to find out that you have a strong passion and love for in order to continue to home in on those areas that you're strong in. Once you home in on those areas, you'll be able to point out those skills and have that emotional intelligence to be self-aware or have that self-regulation towards yourself to be able to, keep moving forward and tolerate the things that you do or yourself.
Oh, so ourselves really mean working for us. So for Sir Sylvester, how to tell in a toxic person that he is toxic without hurting him?
Hey, so that's a great question, man. Because sometimes, hey, the truth hurts. Just plain and simple, the truth hurts. It's not gonna always make you feel good, and unfortunately, sometimes, regardless of how you approach a situation, if you can take, if you're speaking out of, if you're speaking out of love, and it's something that's factual to the person that you're talking to, either way it goes, they will still be hurt by the situation. And it's not your fault. It's something that they're dealing with personally that prevents them from being receptive to whatever you're bringing to the table. So the best way to go about it is just be professional, be tactful, and don't use anything that's going to be demeaning or very degrading whenever you do communicate that the person or the individual is toxic. That would be my best advice, because the truth's gonna hurt. Like, if you want to be honest with somebody and let them know how you truly feel and where you stand, where your standpoint is, you have to bring awareness to the situation. But you just got to be professional, tactful, and just respectful behind your what you're bringing to the table.
I will keep that in mind, sir. Sometimes we're really growing if we accept criticisms also. So
Absolutely.
To Sir Sylvester, how will you know that the person has a correct mindset?
By their actions. Just totally by their actions. Because actions speak louder than words. I can sit here all day and say that I'm going to do this, that I'm going to do that, that I'm changed. But then, I can change my outer appearance. I can change, saying my haircut. I can change everything on the outer for my outer self. But when it comes to my mindset, you won't know I changed unless you see the actions behind it. So that's totally how you know their actions.
Yes, so really action shows means a lot. So from Ma'am Anna Gabriela Flores, Ma'am Anna is writing down all the questions and she will answer them on her Facebook and Instagram. So for anyone who are interested after the Q&A, just follow Ma'am Anna Flores in her Instagram and Facebook account. Our next question again for Sir Sylvester: how to redirect persons having negative mindset?
So I would say have them do 5 minutes a day of having exercises to have a winning attitude. It's only take 5 minutes of your day, and you write 3 things down that you're thankful for when you wake up in the morning. You write down 3 people that you're thankful for, and then you write down 3 goals that you have just specifically for that day. 5 minutes of your day to do those 3 things, and I promise you, your mindset will go from negative to positive in that aspect. If you do that for a whole week, you're already headed in the right direction.
I will always do that, sir, so I can always have a positive mindset.
Absolutely.
Oh, to Sir Sylvester, what is the thing that made you feel like you deserve better, or you could be something that you are today after not succeeding in getting good grades back in college? From Afia Zazine.
Oh, so what made me feel like that? So there always have been a small person inside of me that always said or felt as though I deserved better. It was all about channeling in and doing a huge assessment on myself in order to change everything around me. I got tired of being a failure, man. I was like, man, that got to be some way out. Because initially I was thinking there was only one way out. So during the time of going through all my hardships, all my struggles, and all my failures, I sat there and I really took an opportunity to do a self-assessment of where I was at and the things that I can do in order to change it. And so I started changing one thing at a time. And when I started changing one thing, I was like, well, maybe I can do this. Well, maybe I can do that. And it just started building upon one upon the other. And my confidence started to grow. And once my confidence started to grow, I started to have a strong sense of willpower, a strong sense of self-love. Everything started to change in my eyes and my view. So that's what I did. I did a self-assessment, man. I just got tired of it. It was just floating in my brain that like something got to give. It's got to be more than just this. So I watched a video. Who was it? Les Brown. I don't know if y'all heard of Les Brown, but he's a very motivational speaker. He's a very phenomenal motivational speaker, and he said you got to be hungry. And when he told me I had to be hungry, because if you want it bad enough, you'll figure out what it takes to get it. And I wanted to be better than where I was at. So I figured out what it took in order to get that. So that's what I did.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. I love the answer that the one step at a time. So baby steps
Absolutely.
that we'll make sure at the end, of course, we can reach the ending because we're not stopping. We're just keep on going. So every day is a gift and every day should be a
Yes.
chance to learn something new. So
Yes.
as long as we're living, there's a chance for us to improve ourselves and to keep on applying the hope, the determination, and the resiliency. Don't ever forget that. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much, Sir Sylvester Jenkins III, and for Ma'am Anna Flores. Once again, if you have questions for her, just follow her on her Facebook and Instagram account. So, dear knowledge seeker, I would love to thank you all for attending today's session. Hopefully, you learned something new and you will have your inner peace and growth mindset in your life. And we are all prepared for the life battle. Just don't forget to include your faith, because faith really makes our decision okay also. So please leave a review and recommend on our page. Please spread the information with your friends, and we hope to see you all again in our next webinar. Thank you so much to our guest speaker and pleasing viewers. So for your e-certificate, you just need to get your certificate. As long as you are enrolled, you can have your certificate. My worthy viewers, I would now request you to please also leave a review of today's session. And also, don't forget to recommend in our page if you learned something new from us, and we were a little help to all of you today. And also requesting to look beautiful on Looker to spread the information to your friends and community. So again, Ma'am Anna Gabriela Flores took all the questions, and please let us give her excuse for Ma'am Anna because she's having the technological issues. Don't worry, Ma'am Anna, because all of the attendees are having a growth mindset right now. So we are all adaptable to change. We can wait for your answer. How to have a certificate? So just click the link below, browse the www.eduigp.com, and then just click the Get Your Certificate. No need for the class code. And you can have your certificate for attending and spending your precious time with us. To our friends and community, I repeat, not to forget collecting your e-certificate from our website or by the link mentioned below after the session tonight or today. We hope to see you all again in the upcoming webinar brought to you by Institute of Global Professionals. Brave the pandemic with smile, with sunshine, and with positivity. Stay happy, everyone. Stay safe. Once again, I am your host, Lursha L. Pelaez from New Era University, Quezon City, Philippines. Signing out. Bye-bye, everyone. Hope to see you again in our next webinar. Thank you so much.